Earlier this year, I did a video on Amiibo talking about the Amiibo revolution, how we're entering a golden age for Amiibo, and that still holds true to this day, and I am so excited about that. And I don't really have a lot to add to that conversation. There are some pieces of news and different things I will cover towards the end of this video, but for now, I just want to unbox and talk about some of the new Amiibo that have come out within the past few months, including the Mario Galaxy Amiibo with the big ones, the new Kirby Air Rider figure with Meta Knight, and all of the Mario Wonder ones, plus some more, and plus an even cooler toy. So if you're only interested in the news and what's going on with Amiibo and overall the discussion that I have to add towards this, go ahead and skip down below to the timestamp in the description. But for now, let's go ahead and unbox. So since these are most culturally relevant at the moment with the Super Mario Galaxy movie having just come out, we have the new Mario Galaxy Amiibo. Here we can see Mario on this incredibly cool figure. It is such a cool representation of something from over 20 years ago, and Rosalina reading a storybook to her Luma. Let's get him unboxed. Dang, I always do that. Okay, so right now we've got a little bit of an issue with some of these ties in the back here, which is really cool. I'm glad that they're using that to make sure this doesn't get damaged, but all of these ties are so annoying to undo. Is that really necessary? With some of these ties in the back here, which is really cool. I'm glad that they're using that to make sure this doesn't get damaged. Now we gotta get that crisp snap I always like. There. Oh, beautiful snap. And then we have the figure we're gonna take out. Okay, so first of all, first impressions, it is beautiful. I mean, just simply gorgeous. This figure is absurdly detailed. And of course, the biggest part here is that it is big compared to all of the other figures. If you want a comparison, here is the OG Mario figure, the very first one that ever came out, right next to the Mario Galaxy one. I mean, it's huge. They're absolutely ridiculously big. This is beautiful. I mean, it is incredible. You look at it, obviously you have this base that is so much different than any other base before, because what I'm holding here is the actual base, but above it is the planet that he is kind of star shooting off of here, and this planet is very clearly the very first one that you will meet Rosalina on. I believe the Gateway Galaxy is what it's called. This is where she lived, and here you can see the little house, you can see a little pipe here, the little crater. Like, this is so cool. A big part of what I talked about in my first Amiibo video was just the history of it all, and this really does embody Super Mario Galaxy. This is crazy good. Only problem is, like, looking over there with my shelf, I'm not gonna have any really good spot to put this, so cool, but dang. All right, next up we have Princess Rosalina. I love that snap. Okay, so obviously this has been sitting on my desk for quite some time. I did not have enough time to film this video when I wanted to, but holy moly, this is incredible. Again, it's massive. That's the first thing that sticks out to me. The detail is insanely good. I mean, just looking at this wooden chair here, you can see the textures so perfectly crafted. Like, even her dress here towards the bottom half of this rocking chair, you can tell is almost folded in. It's so well done. Oh my gosh, and oh my gosh. Look at this. Look, you can see the storybook is actually right here. Oh my goodness, she's reading the actual storybook. That's incredible. To the Lumas that are around her, this is so beautiful. Wow, this is incredible. These figures are absolutely insane. If you were ever to splurge on any figure whatsoever, if you love Mario, particularly Mario Galaxy, if you love the Galaxy movie like I did, these figures, this is where it's at. I mean, this is what you need. These are incredible. These are probably my favorite figures ever. And the really cool thing about it, as I clean up a little bit of this trash here, is that Nintendo really didn't have to do this. They went out of their way for Mario's anniversary specifically to give us those Galaxy figures, and not only make them just regular old figures, but give them the special treatment that they deserve, that Mario Galaxy deserves. Man, just really cool figures. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. All right, next up, we're going to do the Kirby Air Riders Meta Knight Amiibo. Another massive figure here that is literally as big as my head. This thing is huge. Time to unbox. The double snap? Are you kidding me? The double snap? Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go again with these big figures. So, of course, you're going to have the interchangeable Meta Knight right here. If you wanted to look just at what he looks like, I will show you right now. He is very detailed, of course, but also it doesn't require a lot of detail, right? Like, they are very much showing pretty much what he looks like in the game, which is a very simplistic design, but still very high quality, different than any Meta Knight figure you will ever get. The sword itself looks really, really good. He is just phenomenal. But of course, the magic will come when you are able to swap these figures in and out. Here, Meta Knight is on his little Dark Star here. I don't have the official name on me. I don't remember, but we're going to call it the Dark Star. The Dark Star here is gorgeous as well. Very simplistic design, but detailed in its simplicity. It looks really, really nice. Of all the Kirby Air Riders Amiibo that we have currently out, this is the third out of 5, I believe. We're getting a Chef Kawasaki one, and then we're also going to be getting a spoiler here, the Noir figure from the last part of that game. He is going to be an Amiibo, and he will be really cool as well. But yeah, Sakurai always has been pushing that Amiibo innovation, and here we see even more love for the series and for Meta Knight. Let's go ahead and swap him with the other Kirby Amiibo that we unboxed previously. So obviously we have Meta Knight here, then we're going to have Bandana Waddle Dee with this winged star here. They are coming as a package, of course, but then the big point, the big selling thing here is that you get to swap them out. Bada bing, bada boom. You've got yourself Meta Knight on the winged star. He looks really cool. Honestly, I didn't expect him to not look cool, but it fits like rather well, more than I would have anticipated. And Bandana Dee too. I mean, he's looking good on this Dark Star. I really like his aesthetic here. And of course, we'll do the same for Kirby. Again, Meta Knight rocks every single thing that he is on. This is still a very cool figure, and I really do appreciate the way that they let you swap these because, of course, it has gameplay implications, but for the statues itself, they look incredible. Then Kirby, again, is designed specifically to be looking backwards on that one star, but here we are with this Dark Star, whatever this mechanic is, and also Kirby can spin. He is the only one who can spin, so if I want him to look forward, as he is moving forward in this, and then yeah, you can have him look forward. I'm pretty sure the only reason you would ever want him to look backwards is to match the design of this warp star back here. So yeah, Kirby looks great. These swappable figures are cool, and once again, we have something that is entirely overpriced, but still really cool. All right, next up, we've got the Mario Wonder figures. I am going to unbox these one at a time and then show you them all at the end. Alrighty, here we are with the Mario Wonder exclusive figures that came out with the Switch 2 edition of Super Mario Bros. Wonder. This is Elephant Mario coming out of the pipe. He looks great. This is a standard size amiibo. This is nothing special here. We see a base that we have not seen before, matching up with just the different grassy plains and flowers that we have grown accustomed to seeing Mario Wonder in over the past, 4 years this game has been out. But this is a great figure. Here we are, Mario once again, an elephant, and it's just so fun to see this game represented in amiibo form. History has been made here. Then we have this stereotypical Poplin with King Florian on top of him. What a cute figure. He looks so freaking happy. I love to see it. And a really cool detail outside of the regular base that we saw with Elephant Mario is, of course, Prince Florian actually having a badge on the top of his head. This badge is the cap badge that actually lets you float in the game. You can use your cap to float across a short distance. That's such a cool detail, like something I don't know if a 2015 figure ever would have incorporated. What great detail. And last but certainly not least, we have Toad. Captain Toad, to be specific. Captain Toad, this is the first time he's gotten a figure and a talking flower right below him. He's got his little bag here with all the stuff that he's getting ready to go out on an adventure with. No pickaxes, which is kind of unfortunate, but still, he looks great. He is the leader of the Toad Brigade, and all these different Poplins want to be him. They did an excellent job highlighting his little light here on the front. This genuinely looks like a light. I mean, it genuinely looks like it is about to reflect something back at you. And honestly, it kind of does here. I mean, maybe this is just me and my imagination looking at the screen, but you can kind of see my light here is reflecting, and reflecting, pointing towards, not really reflecting. I don't know, maybe that's just how it's designed, but one way or another, it feels like a really cool light. Now, we have 2 more special figures, plus a really cool toy I teased earlier. First, if longtime fans, or at least fans who have been here this year, remember, Diddy Kong was the last amiibo I did not have in the Super Mario Bros. Series, the Mario Party series that launched 10 years ago at this point, and I finally got him for a decent price. Here we are, Diddy Kong. Here we are with more history. Diddy Kong from 10 years ago that we will never, ever see a design like this released in a figure ever again, because of course Diddy Kong and Donkey Kong both got redesigned for the Switch 2, for Donkey Kong Bonanza, and for all of their art pieces moving forward. So I'm so glad to finally have this, and this is yet another piece of history that I will forever have. And once more, the last amiibo that I finally got from my freaking GameStop debacle is Shovel Knight. Really not a fan of pre-owned figures because of characters like this. You can't see it super well, but there is quite a bit of dirt and grime in the shoulder pads of this dude. But overall, Shovel Knight is an incredible amiibo to have. Another piece of history like I talked about in the previous video. Here we are again, an indie figure with an amiibo. I mean, look at this base. It is so cool. I'm sure that means something in the games. I've never played Shovel Knight, but still, he looks great. I'm so glad to have him. And he was only like $8. Definitely couldn't pass up on that deal. So here we are, right here. I'm going to put him down as the last figure. We unboxed not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 amiibo today that I will be able to add to the collection. And of course, some of these were brand new, some of them were huge, and some of them went all the way down to Diddy Kong. If you honestly see, of course, Diddy is a little shorter than Shovel Knight here, but it kind of goes in a row in terms of like tallest to shortest, which is really cute. And I did tease a really cool toy, but that will be for the end of the video. Right now, we're going to wrap up this amiibo portion by just talking a little bit about the news. A few months ago, Nintendo actually lowered the price of their amiibo figures. We can see here with the Mario Galaxy ones and the Meta Knight Star one, he and both of them got reduced in price by $5. Meta Knight was going to be $50 like the Kirby one was and like the Bandanity was, and then we have Mario Galaxy that was supposed to be $40 a pop. Both those got reduced, $45 for Meta Knight and then $35 for both Mario and Rosalina. Now, of course, those are still pretty dang high. Like, this is not something that we're accustomed to seeing in terms of amiibo prices, but for the very special ones, I think we can make somewhat of an exception for those. The Kirby Air Rider ones, like, yes, they're big and they're swappable, and that is why they're more expensive. But to me, I look at the Mario Galaxy one, I look at the Rosalina one, I compare them, and I say, yeah, maybe I'm just biased in terms of being a Mario Galaxy fan and a Mario fan in general over Kirby, but I can't believe that those two figures with much better definition is actually being charged less for than the Meta Knight one, which is, you know, it is what it is, but still, Even before all of this tariff situation and everything took into effect with all the economy issues, we had ourselves a Yonobo figure, a Tulin figure, a Riju figure, and then of course, Sidon. Those four were $30 a pop for Tears of the Kingdom when they first came out with that game. And people were like, what in the world? We went from $15 amiibo to $30 amiibo? Well, now that threshold has gone down another $5, $25 a pop, which is what all of those Mario Wonder figures were that we just unboxed. $25 each. For everything going on in the world, with everything being as bad as it is, I'm not happy about things being $10 more, but it does at least make sense. $15, $20 more, like those felt a little bit like slap in the faces. $10 feels more reasonable for what is happening. And of course, we've got ourselves some more amiibo on the way. A Minoru one is supposed to be coming. It's been hinted at and kind of rumored at this point, it feels like, because Nintendo officially confirmed it once and then hasn't said a word about it since. Maybe it'll just never come out, but I assume it's still in the works. Then we have the Pragmata amiibo, which is out right now, I believe, with that game. And then the Resident Evil Requiem with Leon and Grace are both getting figures as well within the coming months. I would anticipate those to be $25 a pop and should be pretty cheap compared to what we were used to in terms of $30 figures, even though they're probably lesser in quality from what we've seen. Still, it's just good to hear that in this amiibo revolution, in the golden age of amiibo, they are getting cheaper. That was my little tirade. That was really all I had to add to the conversation from my previous video. Now, let's unbox something cool, something weird, something I don't know if I will actually want to use or keep. But you know, I had to for the channel, along with Super Mario Bros. Wonder, along with those amiibo and Mario's 40th anniversary, I had to get the talking flower of Mario Wonder. And he's gonna say a bunch of random stuff to us, and maybe today we will find out some of those weird things. And I don't know, we're gonna have to just see what he's all about. Really nice. I mean, it's not anything close to an amiibo in terms of size, to be honest with you, because the base is way too large. But we have the button here on top that you would press to have him talk, and at the bottom here we have this little pot that we can slide off. Here at the bottom we see there's like a little pad here with a bunch of different stuff that you can touch, and then a couple buttons and a place to put in some batteries. So I guess I'm gonna have to do that and come back. Okay, here we are. The second I put the batteries in, he went boop. So that's all you missed. So now I'm gonna mess with this a little bit. You can see there's like an AM, PM. He's going to be able to register the time and then tell you the time, but then apparently tell you the time incorrectly. So I don't know what that's about. I'm going to start to mess with this a little bit and then put in some sound effects of him actually doing what he's saying.
English.
I do speak English.
Listen. English.
We're going to go with English.
What time is it?
Right now it is 2:25 p.m. That's kind of hard. Hang on. Hey. Okay, 2:26. All right, here we go. What's next?
When do do you want to wake up?
I mean, I have an alarmo clock from Nintendo. I truly don't need to wake up with this, but probably 8 a.m. We'll just put 8 a.m.
When do you want to go to bed?
11. Okay, that's all. I think he's done now. So is he just going to randomly talk to me, or do I have to push the button? All right, so now I'm going to put the pot back on. Oh, and here we go. Push the button.
They say the ocean tastes like tears. Feeling pretty great. Feel like you're missing something. What's up? She sells seashells by the seashore. I'm good, huh?
Okay, the laugh got me. You know what? I hate that I kind of like him. He's a little annoying, but that's kind of the point, isn't it?
Have you had lunch yet?
It's 2:28. And yes, I have. That's a good question. You know what? 10 out of 10. I recommend, because some people don't eat when they should. So maybe this dude will help you to eat. I don't know. He wasn't even that expensive. He was like 30, 40 bucks. Like, I'm not going to be upset at that. He's a fun little addition. If he starts talking in the middle of the night, that's going to scare me. The ocean, and also, what do you mean that the ocean tastes like tears? That felt a little scary to me.
Bowser and his buds can't get us here, right?
No. Yeah, Bowser and his buds are right over there, bro. My bad.
Perfect weather for a nap, huh? Ooh, so exciting. Feeling pretty great. Did you know the planet is spinning?
There are so many lines here. I'm actually really surprised. I probably should have read this earlier, but the box says talks freely, tells time, mute mode, music mode, and then multiple languages. There are 11 languages available. So if you don't speak English or it's not your primary language, you can absolutely have a different type of language. If I press and hold the button for 2 seconds, it'll switch to mute mode, which means that this dude is going to be quiet and he's not going to talk when he should. Music mode, if you press the button for 2 or more seconds while in mute mode, Talking Flower will play music. So I got to put him in mute mode, then he goes to music mode. Let's test it.
I'll keep quiet for a while.
Okay, so now he's in mute mode. Maybe this will do music, from what I'm guessing.
Wonder!
The Wonder Effect Flower. Okay. Now what happens if we press it again?
That was fun.
That's all you gotta say for yourself? I guess he's back in regular talk mode now.
So exciting.
So let me try again.
I'll keep quiet for a while.
Okay, so now he's in mute mode. If I press the button.
Can I talk yet?
No, you can't talk yet. Okay. Okay, so I am editing this video right now, and I just wanted to add a little bit of input on what this talking flower actually does and what it actually looks like moving forward if you were to get it. So first of all, if you press the mute mode, it will work until you set your alarm for the next day. So I put it for 8 a.m. in that video, and that next morning at 8 a.m., it woke me up, like actually woke me up, because I didn't have to be up until like 9 that day, but it woke me up at 8, and I was like, well, dang, here we go. I'm up now. So if you don't want it to talk, mute mode is not the way to do this. So if you don't want it to talk, mute mode is actually not going to work 24/7. You're gonna actually have to take out the batteries for it to not wake you up in the middle of the night or tell you when it should go to bed or go off on all these random tangents. Now, if you take it off of mute mode, it will literally, I don't think it has a volume control either. So at full blast or whatever blast it is at, it is going to tell you what time it is, and that's going to be wrong sometimes. That's some of the advertisement of it. Oh, like, it's 11 o'clock. Actually, it's 12. Like, or it'll tell you something totally off. And also, I could hear it. Like, I was in a separate part of my house, and then boom, I could hear it saying something random, like 2 different times, and it scared me so bad. I was right. This thing will scare you. But yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know. The mute button will actually not work. If you want it to not wake you up the next day, it will turn back on, and the second it turns back on, it's on again. So it'll let you know whenever you set the time for. So if you set it for 9 o'clock, it'll go off at 9 again and be like, hey, good morning, or whatever it's going to say. And then unless you put it back in mute mode, it is in its original mode. It will continue to talk. So yeah, if you just want this as a collector's item and you don't want to deal with any of the noise, you're gonna have to keep the batteries out at all times. So it's just gonna sit there, and it's just gonna look cool, and it's not gonna be functional in any way if this sounds annoying to you. So that's just something else to take in mind when you buy this, because if I had known going into it that it just wasn't going to shut up ever, the mute mode wasn't a full-on mute mode, it will unmute itself, I would not have bought it. That was the Talking Flower. I don't have a lot to say about him. He's cool. If he's up your alley, you will know, and if he's not up your alley, you will also know. If this is something for you, something cool to put on your desk or shelf, collectible, it's a nice anniversary gift, something that you could give to a kid, but it's probably not going to be something that you're highly interested in pursuing here, so at least I was able to save you some money if you didn't want it. Alright, well, that is all. After 42 minutes of raw recording, here I am with a bunch of stuff unboxed, a ton of trash behind me, some great Amiibo, and a talking flower. So if you enjoyed today's video, hodgepodge of everything I wanted to do and talk about, make sure you like today's video and subscribe to join the channel if you have not. Click the notification bell to know exactly when my videos release, and consider joining my membership program to help support the channel financially and get a couple cool perks for yourself. Make sure you click on the left side of your screen to see my video talking about Amiibo in the first place, and then click on the right side of your screen if you want to see my unboxing of the Kirby Air Riders figures. Make sure you have yourself a phenomenal day. This has been Ray's Nintendo Talk. I have been Ray, and I will see you all in the next video.